Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you folks doing? Welcome here. Welcome to another edition of the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast with no name. I'm joined today by Botch Guy and CWrestling, the regular duo that is always on here. C, how you doing, my man? I know it's been a rough morning.
First, Phil.
I'm good. I'm very tired. I'm anxious about my smoke alarms, but we're going to get through this. I know it. Come on. I can feel it.
So, fill the fans in. What's going on with this smoke alarm?
So they just keep going off completely at random. No reason at all. There's obviously not a fire. I'm not burning to death. I'm perfectly safe. But they're wired into electric, so I think there's just a fault with them. And I can't get anyone out till tonight. So they might go off. We'll see.
Well, let's hope that we don't hear the alarm sounding in the background. I know Botch Guy was woken up by an early alarm this morning. Dude, how are you doing?
Listen, boys, I have the biggest migraine from hell. Just worked the other day. I'm working the next hour here, and if you ever want to see the Botch Guy potentially feeling like he's high, this is the moment, because I'm gonna be low key. I'm gonna be chill AF.
Just be honest with them. You smoked a big fat doobie before this.
Oh, that's what I do. I smoke big doobers right before I wake up here. I don't know what I'm saying.
We got a lively bunch today for the UnNamed Wrestling Podcast. There's no doubt about that. And we got a lively crowd by you guys here in the chat today. I'm very excited to talk about CM Punk. We're going to give you our predictions for SummerSlam, and then we're going to get into any questions that you sent us over on Twitter. So if you guys have not done so, drop a follow on all three of our Twitters, and you should be able to see the UWP mailbag on there. Oh, there it is. There's the alarm. Oh, love to hear it.
Nah, I'm just screwed with you. I just played it on my phone.
Oh, no.
My heart literally skipped a beat.
Take that.
I legitimately thought there was an alarm sounding in the back of CWrestling's video. I was like, oh, poor CWrestling.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, well, we're good there. All right, Botch Guy, you little troll man. We're going to start off with you. Let's talk about CM Punk, buddy. This Friday, the rumors are running rampant that CM Punk is going to be at AEW Rampage. Your thoughts, Botch Guy, on this whole scenario?
Seriously? That's cool. That should be exciting. Hey, imagine if CM Punk doesn't show up on AEW Rampage. I think the AEW ratings would fall by 500 points, I think. He's going to be there. There's enough hints he's going to be there. And when he does show up, it's going to come out to Cult of Personality. I'm almost certain of it. And when you hear that, it's going to be people are going to go absolutely effing insane. No doubt about it. And what are my thoughts? I keep bouncing around with these thoughts in my head. There's a song that I used to sing here. Oh, God, I forgot what it was. I was going to hum it, but I was gonna never mind. I'm just, you know what? CM Punk's return, return to wrestling. I feel like it's gonna be fine. I think the initial hype is gonna be pretty crazy, and then it's gonna slow down a bit. That being said, me personally, I don't know about you guys, but he makes me want to watch AEW more. And it's not just CM Punk. The feeling that potentially AJ Lee could be also added to this in the future.
Interesting.
If AJ Lee joins AEW, I will cry happy, die happy, because she's my favorite wrestler of all time, if you guys don't know. So,
well, that would be really awesome. That's definitely looking forward into the future, but it could open the door for potentially AJ Lee, like you said. CWrestling, passing it over to you. What's your thoughts, your take on CM Punk possibly showing up this Friday?
He's definitely showing up. There's no doubt. It would be absolute suicidal for AEW to do the teasers on the show and then not have him. You can get away with just the internet rumors. No one cares because they happen all the time. But to actually tease him, there's no way he's not signed. No way. He's definitely going.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. And I mean, let's face it, the reason why Botch Guy has a migraine is because he's been reading so much CM Punk news. And with the amount of CM Punk news out there right now, it makes sense that AEW is totally teasing it to hype up their ratings for this show. I mean, hell, we're going to start streaming it on this channel, and I'm not going to lie, it's partly because of CM Punk. It's a big draw. We talked about needle movers in the past with Christian Cage going over to AEW. We said that he wasn't really a needle mover. CM Punk is a needle mover. He's going to get tons of people to tune in. So you're right, C. It would totally be suicide for them if they don't end up delivering on this. We were talking through the DMs a couple days ago, and I mentioned something about MJF. He could get massive heel heat. Imagine starting off the show, just pure quiet, CM Punk's music hit, and MJF walks out. Oh, the boos would be incredible. But Botch Guy, I want to ask, where do you think CM Punk is going to show up on the show? Will he start off the show, middle of the show, end of the show, new faction? What's your thoughts?
Well, it's only an hour long, so we have to put that. So they're going to have some wrestling on the show. So I think personally it's going to be right at the beginning of the show. They're going to kick off, and the first thing you're going to hear is da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and then everybody is going to go absolutely insane. He's going to come out, cut a promo saying, I'm happy to be back. This is my home, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. I think that's how they're going to end the segment. I don't think there's going to be any verbal battles or anything like that. I think he's just going to come out and introduce himself again, which would be fine. Usually I don't like stuff like that, but CM Punk's situation is different. He's been wrestling for so long. And I don't think he should main event the show just because he's not that guy right now, right? Let the guys who've been doing it week after week be the main events of that show, and then he'll work his way up to be a big guy. Now, as a faction or by himself, well, I think originally at the start it'll be by himself, and maybe halfway, after a few weeks, you can see Daniel Bryan come out to help him for something, and you can potentially pair up CM Punk and Daniel Bryan together. I think that would be a very good idea. I know a lot of people. It would help CM Punk kind of. Starting off as a tag team wrestler, I think would help him kind of get back into the thick of things, and then working him into a singles competitors, and also won't touch any of those big singles guys they have right now, which there's so many of them, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want him to just come in there and be the guy, even though they're paying him to be the guy. So apparently they're paying him to be the guy.
Yeah, CM Punk's got to cost a pretty penny to be there. There's no doubt about it. CWrestling, your whole thoughts? How is he going to come in?
So I think the opposite. I think he's going to come in as the big guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes to the ring, does the promo, and then someone like a Kenny Omega comes out and tries to establish their dominance over the company. Mm-hmm. That's what I think could happen. Okay. I've got a funny feeling Christian isn't going to make it to All Out, and I think CM Punk's a good replacement.
Well, we talked about possibly like increasing the buy rates for the pay-per-view, and CM Punk would do that, and that's not.
Is it bad?
No. Like it's not bad. Like their buy rates are fine, but like increasing the buy rates for the pay-per-view, you have to announce a big name in order to get more people to buy it, right? You can always have a surprise, but that's not going to increase the buy rate. So CM Punk getting announced for that pay-per-view could be a big deal. And if they're really trying to push towards WWE levels of 1.5 to 2 million viewers on a weekly basis, they might very well pull the trigger on CM Punk right away, have him go up against Kenny Omega at All Out. It could be interesting. One last question for you guys before we get into our SummerSlam predictions. Will he come in as a face or a heel? Let's start with CWrestling this time.
Oh, face. You can't debut him as a heel. He's going to get cheered no matter what they do.
And Botch Guy?
No, he has to be a face.
Yeah. 1000% agree. Okay, so now, my friends, this Saturday, so we're going to get off the AEW bandwagon right now, and let's get on to SummerSlam. So, SummerSlam airs this Saturday as opposed to Sunday, a interesting start day, and I think we're going to kick off with the Raw Tag Team Championship match between AJ Styles, Omos, RK Bro. Who do you think, Botch Guy? Who's going to walk in?
I'm laughing at your title. I didn't realize. I just saw it right now. Will CM Punk show up? Question mark.
Plus
show up where? WWE? Is he finally signed? Omos and AJ Styles. And who are they facing right now?
RK Bro.
Oh, RK Bro thing. Oh, yeah. So I think RK. Oh. AJ Styles and Omos have some momentum, actually. I actually think Omos has looked amazing for a while now. So, I think if they want RK Bro to be a thing, and they obviously do based on how they've been booking them and they got back together, I think it's fair to say they'll win at SummerSlam.
RK Bro?
I'll go with RK Bro.
RK Bro. How about you, CWrestling?
Yeah, RK Bro.
Yep, it looks like we got 3 RK Bros around here. We're just going to roll through these pretty quickly as well, just to get the predictions out, because I know CWrestling has done an in-depth video already over on his channel, and not looking to step on his toes.
Man. Check it out.
Yeah, like what is it at now? Got to be like, what, 100 million views? CWrestling is taking off.
I think it's on like 26. I haven't actually looked today, but I think it's on about 26.
Oh, I haven't looked today, but it's 26,372. But I haven't looked today, guys.
No, Botch Guy just has that number right out of his ass. Next match, Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. Who do you got there, Botch Guy?
Who cares? Next one. Let's go with Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. All right. And then you see wrestling?
Alexa Bliss. And if they have Eva Marie win, they're done.
All right. And it looks like all 3 of us are saying Bliss. We got Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. Going to reverse things up. See wrestling, starting with you.
Drew McIntyre. And I reckon he uses the sword as a weapon.
Botch Guy?
Drew McIntyre. Just because if he lost to Jinder Mahal in this awful feud, I don't know what would this do for him. He's gonna use the sword somehow. I don't know if they'll get a fake sword, or maybe they'll do a fake stabbing with some fake blood or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing that the show on Mondays is more directed towards, like, you know, a younger audience, and then they just got Drew McIntyre, their main dude, pulling out a sword and threatened to off someone's head. It's really PG. The next match is Sheamus versus Damian Priest for the United States Championship. I'm just gonna give you mine. Damian Priest. See wrestling. How about you?
I think Sheamus.
Sheamus. Ooh, all right. So retaining the title. I like it. There, Botch Guy?
I don't. I actually think Damian Priest, but I just wanted to annoy you.
I just blew over that like it was nothing. So you're still on Damian. All right, cool. And Botch Guy?
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. I love that all of our predictions are the same so far. We are really unique. Edge versus Seth Rollins. Botch Guy.
Seth needs a win, man. Is Edge rumored to be having any other matches after this?
I don't think so, but with Survivor Series around the corner and WWE entering the worst period of their year, they might want him.
Screw it. I know everybody's going to say Edge. I'll go Seth Rollins.
Rollins for the Botch Guy. That's a bold pick. See wrestling. How about you?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Whoa, 2 bold picks. All right.
I think he's going against Roman.
Default.
So
he's going against Roman. He needs momentum.
So let's dive into that there then a little bit.
No, what's your pick first?
So mine's going to be Edge. Sorry.
I knew it.
Yeah, I'm picking Edge right there. Boring pick. Yeah. You'll see when I win there, Botch Guy.
You will win. I'm almost certain you're going to win now. Anyways, continue.
But with Seth Rollins, you said that you think he's going to be next up for Roman there. See wrestling?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think once Cena's done, I think maybe Balor is going to enter the title picture, but then I think Seth versus Roman, it's got to happen towards the end of the year. There's no way it happens at Mania, and they're getting it out of the way before that. So,
do you think that's the what is it? There's Extreme Rules, then there is. We don't have Night of Champions this year, right? Do you know what the pay-per-view is in between that? Oh, Crown Jewel.
Arabia,
Crown Jewel. Yeah. Right, so maybe Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel. That sounds like a Crown Jewel match, doesn't it? They'd totally do Rollins versus Reigns.
I need some Crown Royal after hearing about that.
Oh, man. Yeah, that actually sounds fantastic, Botch Guy. But do you agree with C Wrestling? You think Rollins is going to be the next guy for Reigns? Or soon?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Next match is Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Fingers crossed that this actually does go down. I know that there's some rumors going around that they maybe are not going to be cleared in time.
What's the rumor? What's going on there?
Both of them had been pulled inexplicably from live events. Now, one of 2 things could be the reason. One could be that they have contracted the unfortunate COVID-19 virus. 2 could very well be that WWE is just looking to protect them. Or, the third option could be that somebody got hurt. But the fact that they were both pulled together is not a good sign. But could be just protecting them as well for the event. Regardless of all that, Botch Guy, who do you think is going to win?
Sasha Banks.
Ooh, putting the title back on Banks, eh?
Yes.
I love this mellowed down Botch Guy. Normally that'd be a 20-minute rant.
Why? I like Sasha and I like Bianca.
I'm just messing with you, buddy.
Stop messing with me.
He's not in the mood, everyone. CWrestling, you got Sasha Banks or Bianca Belair?
Sasha Banks, because I think Bianca Belair is going to be drafted to Raw.
Ooh, all right. So we got 2 Banks picks over here. And I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go with Bianca retaining the title because I actually think Becky Lynch is going to be next up for Bianca Belair. That's my bold prediction. Yeah, I think Becky returns and somehow stares down Bianca, whether it's at SummerSlam or if it's on Smackdown the following week. That's my bold pick. We have Usos versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Botch Guy, who do you got in that one?
The Usos.
The Usos.
I feel the Usos are. I didn't like this. To be honest, I don't like the majority of these feuds going into SummerSlam. I'm to be critical about it. I don't think it's been anything crazy. I do think the Usos are gonna win here. Like they, part of the whole Roman Reigns thing. I just think it was a filler feud. So that's what I think.
CWrestling, do you think this match here? I'm sorry. Let me get your prediction first. Actually, Usos versus Mysterios.
Usos, because I think Dominic's going to turn on Rey.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you. I was going to ask, do you think this is the pay-per-view where your prediction comes true?
Yeah, they've been doing too much stuff where Rey's putting the pressure on him. And, you must win for the family and all this stuff. And I think Dominic's going to snap.
You've been predicting it for a long time. Prince Mysterio, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that could be.
They're not going with Prince versus Mysterio. They could do it, but it's not going to be called Prince Mysterio because they have Balor, and Balor is going to be called Prince Balor soon, I'm guessing soon. So I can see that happening. I actually would like to see that happening. Wouldn't it be cool though if Rey Mysterio turned heel? You were never a good son to me.
It would probably be better to get Dominic over, but I just don't think they'll do it on his way out.
I never really liked you when your mother gave birth to you.
I should have left custody with Eddie.
Yeah, I want Dominic to stand in the ring and say, "You're not my dad. Eddie was." Like,
damn it! I was gonna say that joke, but not Eddie. I was gonna go with remember when Kurt Angle had the father situation with Jason Jordan? I thought that would be funny. Oh, that'd be a funny storyline.
Legit question though: has Rey Mysterio ever been heel in his career? I don't think he has.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Definitely not in WWE.
No, and then he wasn't in WCW either. So he's never been a heel. Ultimate good guy, really.
Ultimate.
The next match that we have is Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. Botch Guy, who do you have in this one?
Is Brock Lesnar coming back anytime soon, or is there any rumors about that?
I mean, maybe going to Impact Wrestling, as you said before the stream.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go with Goldberg.
Goldberg, wow. So you think Goldberg is going to be the WWE champion?
He's came back last 3 times and he's lost, I think, all 2 or 3 times in a row now, right? So you gotta give him a win at least eventually if they're gonna have I could see him winning, and then the next night he can show up and lose on and they can advertise it. Oh, Goldberg's having a match on Monday Night Raw for the first time in ever. Right?
Actually, I don't know that. Is that true? That might be true. Let's ask the Peanut Gallery, who are also correcting me and saying Rey Mysterio was a heel in WCW.
Peanut Gallery.
Guys, has Goldberg ever had a match on Raw? It's a great question. I don't know if he would have had one when he came over from WCW. Maybe.
I feel like he did, because didn't he wrestle some people and just squash them in the ring? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, that would make sense, right?
I really don't know. There's two ways of think. Two things are gonna happen. It's either gonna be Goldberg's gonna come out, he's gonna win and get cashed in on Big E, or it's gonna be Bobby Lashley is gonna win while he's weak and Big E cashes in. I think Big E's cashing in.
So apparently versus Evolution, he had a match. I don't know if that's actually 100%
the entire
accurate.
Evolution?
I don't know, but they're saying 2003, 2004.
I don't know who won that, but I'm going to go with Goldberg, I think. Goldberg, did he win that?
Now I got to watch through 2002 to 2004 Raw, because that sounds interesting. But CWrestling, who do you have winning this match? Bobby Lashley or
Lashley,
Goldberg?
because I'm not putting the fact Goldberg could be anywhere near that title again, anywhere in the universe.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
Why are you elderly hailer, man? Why do you hate the elderly, man? Why you hate
because I think they're paying him too much money, and I think when you're in an age of budget cuts, I don't understand.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Why you Goldberg haters over here?
Goldberg haters. Let's get it right.
I don't like Goldberg that much either, to be honest. I do think that if you're gonna pay the guy the money, you're gonna have to let him win a match eventually, right? Like, it's not like Bobby Lashley's been like hot fire.
They did against the Fiend.
No, I know, but that was ages ago now. Like, I don't want to even think about that. Never happened, by the way. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but that never happened.
Goldberg killed the Fiend.
That never happened. Okay. Yeah, doesn't Corbin have the briefcase? Maybe he cashes it in.
Yeah, sad Corbin just somehow getting that briefcase. If that ever happens, they might as well just turn the Money in the Bank briefcase into a 24/7 championship. If anybody can just steal it and use it,
I actually think it would be cool if they create a new pay-per-view, kind of like Impact did, where a person can use something to trade. You have to choose to like give up your title to move up to face the world champion type thing.
Like the TV championship.
Yeah, is it the TV championship? I love that. I love the fact that what do you care more about being a champion now or risking it all for that? I love that kind of storyline.
Mm-hmm. I like that too. My pick is Bobby Lashley. I don't think there's a chance in hell Goldberg walks out with the title. This is totally to build up Bobby, but that's my hope because I can't stand Bill. And we now know who to blame. Gage. I will forever hate you, Gage. Thank you for this gift of Goldberg. We got ourselves Nikki ASH versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair in a Raw Women's Championship triple threat match. CWrestling, starting with you. Who do you think wins this one?
I think Charlotte. I think they're going to want to take the title off Nikki because I don't think she's working. And I think this is where Becky returns.
So you think Charlotte in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Botch Guy.
Didn't you say Becky was returning against? Oh no, that was you.
That was me. I think she's going to return against Bianca.
Yeah, I think Charlotte just because I think Becky is returning.
Cool. And I think I picked Charlotte as well, correct? Yes, I did. So all three of us picked Charlotte Flair to walk out with the Women's Championship. It's unfortunate for Nikki because I think all three of us reacted really strongly with Nikki Cross ASH's new gimmick. We talked about it like a few weeks ago or a month ago on the podcast. We all were big on it, but I think she has kind of slightly overdone her over the top, almost a superhero stuff. Would you agree with that, Botch Guy?
I really like Nikki ASH. I think it's just bad timing. I do think with Becky's immediate return, when she comes back, she's going to win the title on the first night. So, or the first time she has an opportunity to win that title. So, it's just bad timing. I'm happy for her. I think she's going to be happy just the fact that she won the title. I think that was big for her. She has merchandise now, cute little butterflies. I might buy a shirt. Actually, looks really nice. And no, I'm happy for her. So, but I don't
definitely still a fan. Definitely still a fan of what she's doing. But CWrestling, your thoughts on Nikki ASH? Has she been a little too much for you?
I just think the creative's been bad. I think she's done the same promo for 7 weeks in a row.
That's true.
Trying to tell us all that we can all be superheroes. No, just stop. And the thing is, the fans aren't responding to it, so they're just pushing it more and more, and they should just change it up because find something they respond to instead of just pushing the same stuff that no one wants.
Absolutely. Main event, Roman Reigns versus John Cena. Will John Cena become a 17-time champion, or will Roman Reigns beat the face that runs the place? Botch Guy, starting with you.
Man. Oh, well, I said this was my theory for the longest of longest times, and I'm going to just say it. Screw it. I'm going with the huge upset here. I don't think The Rock and Reigns is happening anytime soon. And because of that, I think we might actually have, for the very first time, a really interesting heel turn. And I don't mean it's going to be a heel turn like always suddenly the worst guy ever. No, I just think they're going to come up with something clever with here, Paul Heyman. So I think Paul Heyman turns on Roman Reigns somehow. I don't know how. John Cena wins the championship. And then Paul Heyman cuts a promo saying, hey, Roman Reigns, you might be the absolute best wrestler and best talent in this era, but John Cena is the best and the greatest of all time. And I think that's what, if they're going to do something crazy like that, to really shock the internet, to really swerve the internet, I think that would be beyond brilliant to do. And it doesn't mean John's going to be a full heel, but maybe you can then do a storyline how Paul Heyman wants to support John Cena and start something. There's some good mic work there. So I'm going to go with a huge underdog upset here and say John Cena wins at SummerSlam.
So Botch Guy has made the boldest pick of the day, I would say. CWrestling, are you going to have just as bold of a pick?
Yeah, I think Cena's winning. I don't think Heyman will turn on Roman just because The Rock is at Survivor Series. So I think that is going to set up Rock and Reigns for Mania. And I think Cena, even if he holds a belt for a week, I think him being a 17-time champ, this is his last run, 100%. I'm sure it is. Yeah. I think he'll return. And I think when he returns, it's more important they can announce him as a 17-time champ than, you can say he's the best of all time then officially. So,
yeah. Well, I personally do not think that John Cena is walking out with this title. I have a strong suspicion that it's going to be Roman Reigns for a multitude of reasons, but the first one is that Bocce is super duper cute. That's the only reason why Roman Reigns is going to retain. He's super duper cute.
Bocce just came to say hello to everybody.
Look at that cute face.
Say hi
to everybody. Look at that. Goodness me. Distracting me with my Roman Reigns pick over there, Bot. How can I focus when there's a cute dog on the screen? Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be Roman Reigns that walks out with this championship still. I have a tough time seeing anybody pull the title off of Roman right now. He is the guy in WWE. But my main reason why that they're not going to do anything with John Cena is because he's going back to Hollywood. He's got so many other movies coming around. They labeled this as the summer of Cena for a reason. I don't think he's got anything past these dates, but maybe for WrestleMania again in the future. But that's my pick there, Roman Reigns. So I've
got a bold prediction.
Okay.
You said that you don't see Cena walking out with a title. I think he's winning it, but I don't think he's walking out with a title. I think Baron Corbin could cash in.
Man, like I would have I'd have a problem.
They gave him the briefcase for a reason.
I'd have a problem with him.
He stole it, and he might be able to cash it in. He might convince a referee to let him cash it in, and then on the Smackdown they could strip him of the title because the briefcase was never his.
Okay, not a terrible story there, but
I think Baron Corbin will try to. I don't know when he'll cash in, maybe the other match, but I think he'll try to cash in the Money in the Bank, and the referee's gonna be like, "You're not the
yeah."
Money in the Bank
that sounds better.
And then he's like, "I need the money, I need the title, I need the prestige." That sounds funny to me.
That actually sounds
I don't
hilarious.
see that ending the pay-per-view. I really don't. I think him winning it is the shock where you have to tune in Friday because what the hell just happened. And we find out what happened,
Oh, yeah, great. Going from The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns to Baron Corbin. Nice. Yeah. I like Baron Corbin.
I like him too, but that's a tough sell for me. It really is.
Out of all the theories and predictions you've always been the king of all these crazy. This is the worst one.
I just look at it and say they did that angle on SmackDown for a reason. And maybe they pay it off this week, but if they don't, be on the lookout because they've got a sign up their sleeve.
You want to know what my thought with that is? It's just a way to get Big E versus Baron Corbin. That's all they're looking for.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's all they're looking to do. They're like, Big E's not going to cash in his championship anytime soon. We need a feud with him. Let's have him go up against Corbin. He's going to steal his Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, that's WWE.
I'm actually visualizing it now, not in the main event, but like halfway through the show, the match is over between the other one. What's the other one? What's that? Bobby Lashley and Goldberg, and then you hear Baron Corbin runs out there. That would be so funny.
It'd be hilarious if he trips and falls on his way down and isn't even able to cash in. Just like busts his head open.
That would be so funny. Oh, we got to do that now.
Yes, we need it.
Come on, listen to us.
Book it, WWE.
Book that crap. All right,
Next, all right. Well, it's time for the segment that everyone loves. It's the UWP Mailbag. That's our song.
Just copy the Mario song. You're singing the that one. I
Playing
think
too much Mario
doing.
Kart over here. It's just ingrained into my brain.
But
But we've got a question from Kevin Langoff, and this is going to go back to CM Punk right now. He's asking, how can WWE counter a CM Punk return at SummerSlam? So, interesting question that we're going to start off with CWrestling.
Book better shows. I think they've got the star power. They've got the established names. I think WWE's more than established to allow them to have CM Punk on another show. Just book a better show.
Botch Guy?
What was the question again?
How can WWE counter a CM Punk return at SummerSlam?
How about just the book entertaining product? Like see wrestling's right. Like just gotta book a better show. Like I they just need to. How about not releasing Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt. You know, I'm not like I don't know. Like yeah.
Well, legit question. If Bray, for whatever reason, because I've seen the rumors out there, and I've seen CWrestling talking about possibly he is not gone. This could be a rumor. Like, you know, it is a possibility.
What?
Would Bray Wyatt be the answer to countering CM Punk?
Yes.
Maybe. Especially with the fandom that he's picked up since his release.
Yes.
I think a lot of people have looked at him and gone, we didn't know how good he was until he's not there anymore.
All right, there's your answer, WWE. That's how you can counter CM Punk. Bring back Wyatt. We've been saying it since he was gone. Robbie over here says, this is a question. We kind of touched on it a little earlier, but I'm going to answer it again. Says, this is a question for all three of us. What would be better of a booking decision for WWE, having Roman continue on his year-long title reign or have John Cena win his 17th time championship? Botch Guy.
It depends if The Rock is coming back. If The Rock is coming back, I say Roman Reigns. If he's not coming back, I say John Cena.
And in CWrestling, you agree or disagree with what Botch Guy just said?
I think John Cena, just because you got to think in the next 10 years and Cena's future returns.
All right. We've kind of touched on it a little bit, but do you guys think Becky Lynch will return next week? So meaning like this week coming up. Either on Raw or SmackDown. Which brand does she return to? Botch Guy, Raw or SmackDown?
NXT. Yes, I think she's going to return to Monday Night Raw. They need her badly. And I do think she's going to either return on SummerSlam or on the following Monday Night Raw.
And then CWrestling, you say Raw as well?
Yeah, Raw. And if they want to move her to SmackDown, you got a draft coming up soon.
Dope. And I'm on the SmackDown side of things. Team Blue for Becky.
I'm curious, why do you want Becky? When Raw's struggling so bad, why would you want the #1 female wrestler in the world to go over there? I'm just curious.
I think that it's because we've seen the feuds between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch already. We've seen the feuds between Becky and Asuka in the past, and I think that they can just do more with Becky over on SmackDown. SmackDown is running really strong right now, but when you take a look at the women's division over on SmackDown, it's Bianca, it's Sasha Banks, and then it's Carmella. There's really not a lot of depth there at the moment, and I think
That's
Becky
true.
could have a great run against, say, Zelina Vega. If they wanted to put her up towards against Bianca Belair, like I said, Carmella versus Becky could be fun. There's some depth options if you put Becky over on SmackDown, so that's my thinking behind it.
Maybe it's time to start calling up some of these ladies on NXT and instead of them
There are
having the
some call-ups
most
coming.
like we need some serious call-ups here. Like there's a lot, like it's because you said it's getting kind of stale doing the same people over and over. Oh, well, who are the call-ups?
We just had
So
Shotzi
they've
and
had,
Knox. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Xia Li, Dakota Kai, and Aaliyah doing dark matches.
Yeah, Aaliyah I
So,
like a lot, but
definitely.
she's still young, raw. Dakota Kai is someone I'm really interested in. I've always had a little bit of a like every time I watch her, I was always impressed with Dakota Kai, and I think she's very talented, very attractive, very charismatic. I think she's the full, but she's nerdy too. She's a gamer. I that matters to me. All right, as a wrestling fandom. I don't know. I really like her. I think she could be a pretty decent star in the company. And Toni Storm, I heard.
Yeah, Toni Storm is on her way up to SmackDown, right? She hasn't made her debut yet.
She has debuted.
Oh, she has debuted.
She
Okay.
haven't-
Debuted, and then no one, and then that's it. I only saw her that one time.
Yep, they haven't used her since.
Yeah,
Well, Tony's a great talent, so they could use her. Also, Kaylee Ray, she's doing nothing.
Yeah.
I think Kaylee Ray could be a nice addition to the main roster. She was the NXT UK Women's Champion for a while.
Oh, Sunray's coming.
Sunray.
Can I just say one final thing?
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with this, but Walter and Dragunov is coming up soon. Listen, everybody in here, CWrestling, I'm sure you guys know exactly how insane this is. This match, in my opinion, is the most hyped I have been for a wrestling match in I don't know how many years. I cannot wait to watch this match. If you guys haven't watched the first one between the two, watch it.
It's excellent.
It is maybe my top 3 match I have ever watched in my life. It is beyond excellent, and the sequel is just going to be so good. So I know a lot of people don't watch NXT UK, and I don't watch it regularly or anything like that, but Dragunov and Walter is going to be oh my god, I can't wait.
See is the word you're looking for.
It's a must see. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't take over.
No, all good. That's a great point right there. Everybody watch that match. It's going to be great, and that airs this Sunday on the WWE Network. Do you think, so this is from CJ11 Jamesy, do you think Christian Cage is the right man to potentially take the AEW title off of Kenny Omega? Or is this match that they might have coming up going to be both for the Impact World Championships and the AEW title? So it's kind of a two-parter. Let's start with the first part. Do you think Christian Cage is the right man to take the title off of Kenny Omega, the main AEW title? Botch Guy.
No. And it's not a both. They put it on Christian so Christian can go to Impact, and I think he has a history there. So Christian, he has a big history there. So I think that's why they put it on him. And it was a nice little talking point for AEW Rampage, which is another important thing that they had. So no, I don't think that's the case.
CWrestling, do you think it's the case that Christian Cage should take the AEW title off of Omega?
No, and I do like the idea of doing title for title, mainly for Impact, because for the last year, Impact have told the story that Omega, who can beat Omega, and no one's been able to. So it kind of feels a waste to not have someone finally beat Omega from Impact. Mm-hmm. So if you have the title put back on Omega, then someone from Impact can finally beat Omega eventually.
Great points, fellas. Last question here is from Randy, and he is asking, Goldberg has 2 matches left on his WWE contract, which he confirmed earlier on The Bump. If you could pick the 2 other people, so past this match with Bobby Lashley, the 2 other matches you would like to see Goldberg in, who would they be? Botch Guy, can I put you on the spot? Or do you want to pass her off?
Eva Marie. It's Hornswoggle in the WWE roster.
Yo, I'd be down to see Swoggle versus Goldberg.
I don't know. See, you start this one.
So I'll go with John Cena, who is someone he said he wants to face. I'd let him beat John Cena, and then I would have him face Karrion Kross and let Kross just demolish him.
Interesting. My 2 would be Roman Reigns again. Wait, actually not again. They were going to face each other, right? And then it didn't happen, right? Roman, and then I'd like to see Matt Riddle. I want to see the conclusion of their rivalry that they've had backstage. I'd love to see Riddle versus Goldberg.
Riddle. I forgot about Riddle. Let's do that. Let's do Riddle.
If they do Riddle, can you have Randy Orton RKO Goldberg? Because then you know where he's going then.
Ooh, there you go. You could do Riddle first and then Goldberg Randy.
Why are you interrupting me? See, I was in a moment there, man.
You haven't had a moment, don't worry.
That's true, and I interrupt people all the time. You know what? Let's go with Riddle. What was the other one? It was Cena, right? Cena and Goldberg would be interesting because Goldberg would be a heel in that situation, and we haven't seen Goldberg come back as a heel, so I think that would be kind of cool to see a heel Goldberg showing his son the other side of the business, and having against John Cena. Yeah, that'd be cool. They can do WWE versus WCW, right? They can just play it like that.
There you go. So that is our answers today for the Unnamed Wrestling Podcast mailbag. Thank you for sending them over on Twitter at Conman167. But now it's time for these two fellas to plug away their content. Botch Guy, what do you have coming up this week on your channel? What do you have on your channel now that you want to direct people over to?
All right, so I just linked my backup secret channel in chat. Go give me a sub there. I'd really appreciate it. A lot of people don't know about this. I haven't made a video on it or a stream yet. This has just been undercover. I'm slowly bringing it out on purpose because I'm testing some waters here. And I'm thinking about doing AEW content on there, including other content like cooking and gaming and stuff like that.
Botch Guy cooks?
I don't know if I'm going to do AEW content on there yet. I'm thinking heavily about it because it's just a very confusing situation. As for my main channel, just the usual. It's going to be a crazy week, right? So expect a stupid amount of videos. Expect the SummerSlam stream after, and it's going to be a fun week.
There you go. So check that out over on the Botch Guy's channel, and you can also follow him on Twitter at Botch_Guy, correct?
Botch_Guy is my Twitter account. I'm actually getting quite close to 1,000, which is kind of cool.
Let's get Botchy to 1,000. And then CWrestling, my man, what do you have going on over on your channel that you would like to direct people over to?
So much the same. It's just going to be random show videos. Things you might have missed for Friday won't be happening because I need the notification for SummerSlam.
Right.
Hate that being on a Saturday. The SummerSlam predictions are already up. So if you haven't already checked that out, but you've heard most of my predictions here, so you maybe don't want to do that.
No, I'd say they got to go check it out. Right. There's going to be more in depth.
Hey,
over
there's
there.
some animation on the video. Go and check out my animation.
All right, everyone, go check out all that great content from these two wonderful fellas over here. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Give me 1 second. I actually was linking your stream the whole time. Let's try this again. One more. Actually, I just logged into that account. Okay, so there you go. Beyond the Botch. That's me.
Beyond the Botch. I like that name. Beyond the Botch.
Sorry about that.
All good. Just ruined my outro. Guys. Thank you.
So it's okay. It wasn't that good anyway. Anyways, I was kidding. Hey,
it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm terrible at outros.
Oh, you do have it up. I thought you didn't have your button. Look at that button. Isn't that nice? The background. Your button. Your play button.
Oh, the play button. The YouTube
Isn't
play
that
button.
Beautiful, guys? Look at the hard work you put into it.
Gotta make it like highlight just over here. Just Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of the podcast here today. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you can, make sure you leave a like on this video before you leave. Drop a sub to all of our channels. Follow us on all of our Twitters. Join the Conman167 Discord if you would like to further chat with these wonderful people here in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys shortly for my Monday Night Raw review from Monday Night Raw stream from 1996. That's my terrible outro, so take care, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful day. I've been Con. That's Botch Guy. That's CWrestling. And that was the only podcast out there with no name. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.